Hello everyone, pleasure to be here, pleasure to be at APS London. My name is Lea, I'm the head of marketing at Kuzu. We are a global language learning app, and I'm here to talk about how we scaled our app internationally, but also applied a local mindset in certain markets. So a bit of context to start with. Didn't we all feel a little bit like that when learning a language at a point, especially at school? Yeah, we did. Yet we all know it's important. It's important for global communication, it's important for your career, it's important for traveling, it's important for culture. So we all do it, we all try to do it. There's definitely the demand there. And I've got a few market stats for you. So the global language learning market's $60 billion US, and only 4% of that at the moment is online. It's a bit like that. Maybe some of us remember how we used to buy travel, travel agencies like that. And we all know today we buy it like that. And so for language learning, 6 billion smartphones in 2020, 2 billion language learners. That does call for a digital revolution in that area as well, and we want to be part of that. Let me talk a little bit about Kuzu. So we combine two things. So we have language courses, we have 12 languages on offer, and we have an in-house team of educational experts who design those courses. And then we connect our learners to a global community of native speakers. We believe that you need to practice with native speakers, and you can do written and spoken exercises and get instant feedback from people in our community. How does that fit into language learning? So the way it works is we give you a vocab, you need that, we give you grammar, we give you that practice with native speaker, and we believe that way you learn faster and you get fluent faster. We are a freemium model, which means you can try us for free, and then in our premium offering you get access to all 12 languages, and you get access to a number of premium features, including offline mode in the app, good for the commute, language certifications, vocab trainer, and so our subscriptions end under 10 pounds per month, and the longer you sign up, obviously the better deal you get. And we have 17 million users worldwide. So that's our global community, and we add around 25K every day. And so the markets, because I'm going to talk about international growth, we are interested in, so China is a big one for us, Germany, Brazil, amongst a few others. So you all want to know how we did that, so let me share some experiences here. So I've got 3 steps or 3 tips I want to talk about today. Focus on the right markets. There's a lot of countries out there, pick the right ones. Deep dive into the data to make decisions based on that, and then design and apply a playbook. Okay, right markets. I'd asked 3 questions in the beginning. So, where are the countries with the biggest language learning potential? What are the consumer needs in those countries, and does your product, does your USP fit with those? And how do you position yourselves against the competition in the markets? We've done a little bit, I'm going to show you a little bit of Excel here. We've done a data-driven scoring model to facilitate that decision-making process, but I always recommend a little bit of instinct here as well. So we picked our, let's say, 15 markets we thought could be contenders, and we ran a model of what's the addressable market size, GDP, revenue, lifetime value, a few others. And then we came out with a score and said, okay, let's divide those into 3 buckets. We have a bucket of tier 1 markets, where we spend a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of love. We have tier 2, and then we have rest of world, because theoretically we are available in all countries in the world. Pro tip, less is more. 10 tier 1 markets won't work. So we've got 5, and that's plenty to handle. Dive deep into the data. So this is about making decisions about where you prioritize your work. And so what we have is we have what we call a leakage map. So this is what it looks like. And we have this leakage map by country and by platform. And it helps us to identify the points where we're not performing well. And obviously the big ones to look at is the leakage point you have across all countries. Yeah, that one you want to fix first. But also it's good for benchmarking. Take your tier 1 markets, look at a certain leakage point, you have your top performer, but then look at your not so good performers and try to optimize them. And then ultimately, it's about where's your biggest potential upside. So you want to prioritize your work on the revenue impact you want to generate. Playbook. So what we mean by playbook is don't start from scratch again. So usually when we have a new country manager, who would be people running a country in our organization, starting, we would ask the country manager to use the playbook we already have, but then also add his or her learnings to the playbook so we keep learning. And a very simplified version would look like that. So we would list the initiatives in our playbook, and we would say, which of those are we going to do for tier 1, tier 2, rest of world. PPC, for example, we do across all tiers, but we give more support to tier 1, of course. Then we have other initiatives like payments we would only do in tier 1 because it's too complex to really optimize across all of them. And then, it's the impact effort question. Start with the ones that are high impact, low effort, and then work your way through the others. Okay, apply the playbook. Let me show you some real examples and real wins we've learned here. The first few ones I want to show you are examples where we optimize across all of our 15 languages we localize in. First one, it's paid acquisition. We've heard a lot about that today already. So it's your Facebook, it's your PPC, it's your display, and it's really about optimizing your creative, your audience, your keywords, your bidding, and it's about getting down your cost per acquisition. Second example, very specific one from our CRM world. So we did a campaign where we asked our CEO to write a letter to our community. Our app is about working with our community, so we want to do something really personalized. And so we did something reflecting on last year and looking at what's coming this year from Bernard, our CEO. And we were really looking for engagement and awareness rather than revenue. We've got nice open rates on the back of that. And then motivation, you remember the first slide I showed you, so we want to avoid that. So we've got a push strategy around getting people back into the app and not stopping with language learning. So tempting sometimes to stop. So a few examples here. First one, I've only just started, so we give you a bit of a pat on the shoulder and say, come back, keep it up. Second one is an example of the interaction with the native speaker. So Anton is our head of product, he's learning German, so he would do an exercise, send it to me, ask me to correct, I get that, tap on that, correct him. Third one is me being a bit lazy, so I haven't studied for a few days, so I would get a reminder saying, do you remember what that word means? And I'd be, yes, I do. So I would go back into the app and be in our vocab train and hopefully starting again. And last one's about progress. We would tell you how many words you've learned, and again, say something like, don't stop, keep it up. Discounting is a very important strategy for us to upsell to premium. So I've got two examples for you. The first one is we've run a travel discount across all of our markets again. And we made a specific effort for our tier 1 markets where we wouldn't just translate the copy, we would write a very specific one. And we've seen a nice uplift in conversion on the back of that. And the second example is, so we got featured globally by Apple recently. And as we all know, that results in a massive uplift in downloads. But we said, we also want the people really to try premium, convert to premium. So we attached a 50% discount to the featuring and made sure we signposted that in our App Store listing, screenshots, paid acquisition, email, etc. And we saw a very, very nice conversion on the back of that. China, anyone in this room who's working on China can, it's not trivial. So two examples we did here. Social media, so WeChat and Weibo. So we are trying to attract followers there, be present there, and also try paid acquisition. And apparently, signing up with an email address in China is not the way to go, so you need a phone number. And ever since we implemented that, our registration rate went up as well. Cross-functional collaboration. I mean, we're talking pretty complex stuff here. When you have a lot of countries, you have a lot of decisions to make, you have a lot of stakeholders, and it's not just a marketing effort. So we've got a cross-functional team called Grosilla, and we have members of product, marketing, BI in that team. And the guys have done a massive job in prioritizing the work in terms of what are the biggest wins, making sure we get them implemented quickly, and really managing a framework around our experimentation roadmap. Let me share one win. So this is in the product. So you're on a streak. So you've been studying for 2 days. And but you're not premium yet. So we give you a time-limited discount and ask you to upgrade. And we've seen, again, great uplift in revenue on the back of that. Great, 2 more examples, and we're going top funnel now, and we're going offline a little bit. So this is a UK example. So on Monday, we launched our first ever out-of-home campaign. We are in Heathrow, Terminal 5, and we are targeting Brits who are flying off to Spain, France, Italy, Germany, and Portugal. And we know that when people are in the departure lounges, they have a little bit of time on their hands, so we can show them a series of creatives. And let me share the creatives we're showing them. Okay, first one, upgrade your Spanglish to Spanish, bam. It's all about, getting the awareness, getting people to think. Then we're trying to be a bit more cheeky, so we're making fun of how English people would say certain things in Spanish, and we say, don't be that person. And then, final one, we are being a lot more specific on what we can do for you. So your essential Spanish course, you can learn anytime, anywhere. We show you the app as well. So that's live if you're in Heathrow. Take a photo and send it to me. Okay, last example, TV. We've done a TV ad. We've done that in 5 languages. I'm going to show you one concept. I'm not going to show it in English because it's an international scaling up presentation here. And the ad is about, instead of wasting 10 minutes, you should learn a language. And let's have a look at that.
What can you do in 10 minutes? Well, you can dance badly, or clear out a wardrobe full of junk. Stage yourself in or choose from 12 languages and learn in just 10 minutes a day. Kuzu connects you to over 70 million native speakers. Kuzu, the fast and simple way to learn a language. Download the award-winning app for free.
Right, it was Turkish, by the way. And well, don't waste 10 minutes. Okay, let me summarize. 3 tips from me. Focus on the right markets and don't pick too many. Deep dive into the data to prioritize your work. And apply the playbook and apply it again and again and test and learn. Well, that's it for me. Thank you very much.